Hello and welcome back. Now I'm not going to mess about. This is the next project and we'll show you how we got here and what's gone on and all of that afterwards, but it's an E92 M3. It's a bit bent, but it's a 92 M3 either way. So, as you can see, apparently it kissed a tree. I cannot confirm or deny whether that is true, but this one is very bent, and to show you, shall I put that around so you can see?
Please.
Right. This, just to give you an idea of how bent it actually is, it's creased this 3/4 panel as well. What else is door's fucked. This side spring snapped when we were moving it about, so that's broke.
Yeah, it was fine before you broke it.
Oh yeah. There's a whole hub missing, which is over there. Sliced my hand open when we first got it. That's broke. That's broke. Exhaust is bent. I mean, the whole car is just quite literally a banana. I just shut that, so I'm gonna have to climb through again. But over here, it's the solution. A jizz black E92 M3 shell. But we've got a deadline to get this done because Elena's really good. She wanted it done by the 7th of September, which is Full Traction Day at Coombe. The actual deadline is like the last week of September or the first week of October, somewhere around then, because there's a ferry booked and we've already kind of messed up the first time. So the second time we are going hopefully to the ring in a Jerez Black E92 M3. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. So
it will happen.
Yeah. A whole build. Literally, this car has got nothing on it. The only thing that is quite good is the breaker didn't cut the brake lines, which is mint. The thing that is really bad is the fact that the heater matrix is there, the blower motor's there, this has been sat outside, it's full of water, and that matrix pipe is bent. So one of the shittest jobs that you could probably do on a car, we've still got to do. Ignore the fact that it needs an engine, a gearbox and all that. Ah, this piece of shit. I've sworn way too much. That's going to be a lot of bleeping. But today, we've got to get the boot lid off to make sure the boot lid's not bent. This door off, front wings, bonnet, bumper, rear bumper doesn't matter anymore, I can go to scrap because it's bent as well. This wing, and probably won't bother with this door because no amount of filler is ever going to fix that. So basically we need to get the panels off so Elena can take them home at some point and take them off the paint. We were going to paint it and we were going to do it some mad colour, but deadlines are just too tight to be messing about painting. So they're going off, or we do everything else. This is Elena's E92 M3. I will just say, I haven't just spunked a load of money up the wall on a bent car. She ran out of talent and put it into a tree. And now I've got to fix it. I did volunteer. Starting to regret that now, but my girlfriend crashed her E92 M3. I'm gonna jump in now, and just as a little forewarning, the filming from here on out is pretty poor. It jumps about all over the place. I go from taking the engine loom apart and don't get much filming of that to the prop shaft, which was probably over filmed, and then jumping around the car back to the wing. So please bear with me. It was all self-filmed on a tripod. The boys have been away at Boomtown. They're now back. It's like this for the strip down, and then as soon as it gets rebuilt again, the film is back to it. We've started rebuilding as a little hint, and everybody's back giving a hand, and the filming is back to following around with a camera and not just static angles with jump cuts here and there. So please bear with me. It's poor. It will get better. I just thought I'd throw that out there. You're going to have to deal with tripod angles for this video because the film is in here. It's like I used to do this, isn't it? If you ever take your cars apart, put bolts away properly. Make sure you don't let it in from. Okay, so first things first, taking the bonnet off, getting it out of the way, more light in the engine bay, more room. Bit cold and wet, that'll be really cool. Pulling the bonnet off, chucking it out of the way for now. That'll get collected along with all the other panels to go off to be painted. That was the whole palaver and turned into disconnecting the whole loom, which ran in there all the way across the boot to the lights. These, if you've ever got to take one out, there's two tabs there. It's the boot switch. That is actually the worst thing I've had to do on my hands. Oh look. Destroyed now, so let's see if it's actually bent, shall we? So as I said, I've got to take the boot lid off just to make sure that it fits, because it was bent and it didn't really fit anymore, but that was more down to the hinges being bent. Fitted on the new one, fitted lovely. Onto the front wings, undoing the inner bolts. One in the door, shut, 4 along the top of the wing, same on the other side, whip them off quick. Right, trying to get the door off, okay, I was going to cut it off, but I've got no blades from my saw or grinding discs. So I'm going to stick my hands definitely where I wouldn't stick my pins. Yeah. Oh, don't do that. Driver's side, taking the arch liner out because I want to try and get the driver's wing off first, just so that I'm able to get access more to the door. However, we do now jump to taking the front cooling pack off, removing that out of the way. Right, front end's off, rad's over there, condenser's just hanging, engine oil cooler is bent, and the oil cooler pipes are also twisted, which isn't good, but when we got it off the trailer it poured smoke from over this general area, hence why the front end's got to come off anyway, but it's just easier. I'm going to disconnect the belt, so then it means that there's no drive going through any of the auxiliary circuits, alternator, aircon compressor, power steering pump, any of that. I'm suspecting it is probably the power steering pump, seeing as everything's hit this side. Clutching at straws right now, but there is a bit of a leak down the front, so we're going to take the belt off. 2 belts actually, yeah, there'll be no water pump, and obviously there's no front end, so we can't run it for too long, but it gives us an idea if the noise that it was making and the smoke that was being caused is from the auxiliary or from the engine. Right, quick one, if you've never done belts on any, it's not quite common on these BMWs. There's a cap over the top of the tensioner, pop it off with a screwdriver. It's literally just little clips, pop it off, then you'll be able to get access to that nut. Drop the belt off. I have no film or a tripod, so you're going to have to believe me on that one. And then there's another tensioner here, which is literally that easy. So that is your aircon, power steering circuit, that's your alternator circuit, and water pump is at the top there. So for anyone who doesn't know, these are automatic tensioners. They've got a big tensioner spring in them. Put it down clockwise, undo it, take it off. Both belts. The second belt I did use a knife to cut off with in the end, because you had to take the engine oil cooler pipes off, which I didn't want to do before I ran the engine for obvious reasons. It's minus 40 out there, I'd probably put a jumper on. Oh, the ghost!
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you put it into drive?
No, I revved it. I'm surprised, you know. There's no oil pressure light or anything. What's the code? Oh, you got a hold. Well, I mean, it starts.
It did start.
I wanted to rev it though.
You will be able to, it just needs a
Is the pyro coming? There we go. Back to trying to get the driver's wing off, undo the arch liner, then there was a bolt up by the headlight, 2 bolts on the inner of the wing, and then just rotating it up just so I can get the door open to be able to do the bolt and the door shut. Engine bay, plenum off. You can see that now I've got to go through and take the wiring loom off. Oh my god, there better be a breakaway loom on this. I'm fully contemplating my life decision. Yeah. Straight into the car to get the gearbox mount off to be able to get access to the prop shaft bolts. Removed them, camera didn't want to focus for some reason, picked up the light rather than what I was actually doing. Prop shaft centre bearing out. With the help of a screwdriver popping the end out, I couldn't get the other end out of the diff. Annoying, but it didn't stop getting the engine out. Engine out time, crane under, and I tell you, this is a mission to take out on your own. If you're ever taking an engine out on any car, especially a V8, get somebody to help you out. So I decided to take the engine out with the subframe still attached, 3 bolts either side. A lot of jiggling around, found out that some pipes are still attached, some bits I didn't undo, as you do when you go through things for the first time. But straight out comes the engine, no dramas. So I filmed that whole section with no mic, but it's fine. The engine is out. I've made a mess of the floor. Like whenever you do something for the first time, miss a couple of things, that pipe was still on, so it was a bit of a pain to come out, and the aircon pipe was still attached. That's all off. Engine is out. I can confirm, if you're ever going to do one of these, make sure you've got 2 people, because this is heavy. This is a heavy lump to take out. A couple of things that we picked up on as well, normally you can tell that the rod bearings have been done, so I'm told, by that mount. These engine mounts split, as you can see there. Normally they're replaced if the rod bearings are done. There's also you'd expect a bit of sealant around there. Doesn't look like that sumper's been off. Which is a worrying thought, given that this is going to get sent around the ring, high RPMs. But it is what it is. So, there we are. The engine is out. Next video, it'll be tackling the interior, bits of the engine bay. I don't want to film too much rubbish that isn't going to be very good watching. You know, like, you don't want to see every single plug in the engine bay taken off, do you know what I mean? But I've got to the point where I want it to be. We're on Sunday right now, so I think that leaves roughly 6.5 weeks to get it done. Making good time so far. It's putting it back together, whereas the difficulty is going to come. But stay tuned. New video hopefully up every single week. Follow my Instagram for regular updates, my TikTok, Elena's Instagram, Elena's TikTok. And hopefully by next week, everyone will be back from Boomtown, and there'll be more going on to kind of speed the process up. But that is that, and I'll see you in the next one.